Hi, my name is Will, short for Willington. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The name of the channel is Ed Reflxn. So the whole motive behind Ed Reflxn is just a teacher trying to have a reflective talk with his peers. Sometimes I'll be myself, maybe as time goes on I will then include other teachers as to and have discussions with them on their experiences, have discussions with them on their classrooms, and discuss other issues that can help us as teachers to grow, the experiences that we might want to share with other educators. For the protection of my own job, I will definitely not be naming the company that I work for, so for obvious reasons. But in any case, any of the things that I'm talking about in this channel do not necessarily mean that issues that I'm faced with at work or something like that, but it's some of the issues that I would have picked up as I was going or growing through this journey of education, moving from one school to another. So yeah, we're going to talk about those things. I would like for you to hit the sub button, the subscribe button, and like the video, and also your comments will be highly valued. If you could tell me what other topics you think I can look into or talk about, that will definitely help us. Yeah, we'll improve the background as time goes on. At the moment I'm just on my balcony, so that's why you can see the bricks that you see there. But in any case, so what I want to talk to you about today, it's basically the teaching profession. You know, there's this notion that teaching is a calling, and again that teaching is a mother of all professions. So we as educators get held into high esteem because of those particular two things. But as much as the same people that hold us to high esteem, they are the ones who drag us down. They are the ones who constantly are telling us how nothing we are in the world and all those kind of things. But guys, you are doing a sterling job as teachers. If you need to be told that you are doing a sterling job, mind you, as educators, we're not only teachers these days. We have to become parents to the learners that we teach. You find learners that are from broken families, and you try to talk to them, you try and discipline them, but when you try and discipline right there and then, you pick that, no man, this child is actually going through a lot, and the very same people that brought them to this earth, they don't really care. Parents today don't really care, and parenting is left to educators. When the child is at home, this is an angel, but when they get to school, they are this animal that when you inform their parents about them, the parents will be like, no, not my child. So and as mother of all professions, excuse me, as the mother of all professions, we basically build society as teachers. So we have got to keep that in mind, that we're constantly building society, we're constantly shaping society. As much as 5 years down the line you may not get appreciated, or you're not appreciated enough in this world, but just know that the job that you're doing is very important. You are shaping our society. I've also heard a lot of learners saying education is quite useless, and we as the schooling fraternity, or as the education fraternity, we are more of a conveyor belt type of vibe. I really hurt my feelings that we are more like a conveyor belt. By conveyor belt, I mean that we are producing the same product over and over and over and over and over again. So that was the education that people had back then. But in today's world, we have fused in things like your robotics. They're fused in things like your coding into, okay, in the school that I teach in, we have coding, and also we have fused in skills kind of subjects, so that learners don't just have that type of old-fashioned education that we had. And we are not teaching these learners for a job, Okay, we're not teaching them for a job. If you're an educator and you keep on telling learners that they need to study harder so that they can get into universities and study and become whatever, I think we are doing it in the wrong way, and that's why society is always criticizing us around that fact. So for me, the most important thing is that we are building a country, we are building a society. So when these children step out of our classrooms in grade 12, they have got to have a sense of common sense. They have got to have general knowledge. They have to be critical thinkers. So we need to encourage our learners to get these particular skills, because they may go to universities and all that. There's a whole lot of us that go to universities but are sitting at home and don't have employment, or waiting for someone to employ them. So us as teachers need to find creative ways of teaching these learners how to be critical thinkers, how to be solution-based problem solvers, not problem-based. Okay, so most of us, we have problems to every solution. When you come up with a solution, there's another problem, there's all those kind of stuff. But we have a lot of things to do, and as teachers, like I said, we are parents, we are counselors, we are preachers, we are doctors, we are mothers, we are fathers, we are all these kind of things. So I would like to implore you to really thank yourself, and if you are feeling down, remember that you took this job because you wanted to make a difference in somebody's life. And to those of us who came here because you had no option, guys, you already are here, and being here means that you need to realize that somebody's life is dependent on how well prepared you are for that lesson, and somebody's life depends on how well you teach them. And all the negative criticisms that we get as teachers, we may have contribution to that because of the way we treat these people in our class, the way we treat learners in our classes. The constant mistake that I think we all do is focus on the so-called smart kids. We got the so-called smart kids in our classes, so we tend to focus most of our energy on those, and we forget about the so-called dumb kids. So and I like to say so-called. I don't know what to call them. I don't want to give people terms and call them names and all that, or tags. But we tend to focus most of our energy on those particular smart type of people, if I may say so. So we have to zoom into the whole class and look at the whole class, look at them as a whole group of learners, as to how can I better improve these kids, whether they go to university after matric, or they stay at home, or they go to TVET colleges or whatever, but they have got to solve the problems that society has, and we have got to be there for them. I think this will be all for today. It's a beginning video. I won't say too much, but the message that I would like to take you to you as educators is that you are doing a wonderful job, with all the pressures that you are faced with, unruly learners, crowded classrooms, unwilling to understand facilitators, and all these type of people that come and expect you to be miracle workers, and the toxic environments that we find ourselves in terms of our schools and all that. So we are doing a great job. We are thriving in it, and let's take pride in what we do. And that's it from me for today. So if you have any views as to what you'd like for me to talk about in the next video, so please just add a comment on the comment section there. And also on top of that, I think next week I'm going to be talking about reflective teaching, as this is Ed Reflxn. What is reflective teaching, and how can that benefit you as an educator, and how well are we doing it? So if you think you have an idea what reflective teaching is, you can just, let's have a conversation on the comments. Next week's next week Sunday, I will be uploading a video on reflective teaching and its components. And yes, and we not only will we be talking about reflective teaching, we'll be also talking about issues of discipline, in class, how can we better have discipline? How can we discipline our classes, and how can we ensure that our lessons run smoothly and all those kind of things? In any case, thank you so much for viewing this video. Please click on the sub button, like the page and like the video, so that when we get a video you get notified, so that we can have this type of conversation. Thank you.